Hi, welcome back to my channel. I don't quite know how I'm going to do this, so I am currently using my iPhone right here, and over here is my iPad. What is the purpose of this video? Well, you guys have seen my puzzle shelf in different pictures I posted. This stack right here are puzzles that I am going to be taking individual pictures of and reselling, and I think there's 35 or 40 puzzles. I'm just waiting for them to topple over and hit me on the head. It hasn't happened yet, but it might. Over here is pretty much, let's see if I can adjust that. Yeah, pretty much everything here I have not yet done, with the exception of some of my Ravensburger Colin Thompson, because those are keepers, and most of my White Mountain puzzles will be keepers. But I think I cleaned this up enough over here that these are all stash puzzles to be done. I know I can jump at a couple of them, like I see a few Disney ones. So there's still some over here, but you know, one day at a time. So I decided, and I'm gonna just check. Okay, so I decided to just show you my puzzle station as it is. Now, I have an office, and maybe I'll do a clip of my diamond painting area. I could very easily take this tray, which this puzzle Bits and Pieces Deluxe Puzzle Easel, and use it on my drafting table and centralize all my crafting in one room. But I like being surrounded by my jigsaw puzzles. So I work right here. I'm just going to check the camera. Yeah, you can see the window. So I work in front of this window, and I'm not going to do too much adjusting because part of my room is a pure disaster. We're changing some curtains and things like that, and so we've got a lot of things in disarray. But I also have a 70-inch TV right there, which is directly behind me, or behind this iPhone. So I get to watch TV should I want to watch TV, which I generally don't. Generally, I just listen to audiobooks or Kindle text-to-speech or watch YouTube. So let's talk about my puzzle station. Before we do that, in order for me to make room to tell you about what I want to tell you about, we're going to eliminate some of these piles. Okay? So let's do that now. Like I said, sorry for dropping it like that. There's no rhyme or reason to this video, just something I had in mind to show you how I work. Now, as I show you how I work and have been working, please know that there's no right or wrong way to jigsaw puzzle, or to be, I forgot the word, there's a word that describes us people who do jigsaw puzzles. There's no right or wrong way. It's just the way that works for me. Now, I have 4 stacks here. I wanted to show you these stacks, and I am going to check the iPad again. And I think for the most part you can see them in front of you, but I'm going to, this piece of tape, show you what they are. This first stack are empty puzzle boxes, mostly Cobble Hill boxes. I have 3 sets because they nest, and then I have a nesting set of a Hudada box, and sometimes I like to use this box. Now, I'll tell you more about the boxes in a moment. I also have these Tidy Boss trays. It's a set of 8. It did come with a lid, but I haven't used the lid in so long I couldn't even begin to tell you where it is. But it has 8 individual stacking trays for sorting pieces. My original trays were this 6-pack of Ravensburger trays, but I bought another set and then another set. And I think there might be 1 or 2 missing because I think I have my grandbaby's jigsaw puzzles and 1 or 2 of these. So I have 3 sets of these. And then I saw these on Amazon one day. I don't even know what they're called, but I'm not fond of them because they're not nesting. So if you have a lot of pieces and you're moving them around, it can be kind of flimsy. But it is a set of 5, and I have used them. I just don't use them often. And that is because I am a sorter. Everybody does jigsaw puzzles differently. Everybody's method is different, but I am a sorter, so I use the various trays. What I generally try to do in, let's say, a standard puzzle, okay, we'll say this one, which I haven't done. I would sort the edge pieces. I like to put my edge pieces in this box, believe it or not. And then I would sort by color and piece shape. And that's why I like to have so many trays. But then you say, well, why do you have so many Cobble Hill boxes? Well, I pulled out 3 puzzles to show you why. If I am doing a gradient puzzle like this one, none of these are done yet, or this one, or this one, and I have a lot of gradient puzzles. If I choose to do a gradient puzzle, sorting by piece shape does me no good. So I like to use the Cobble Hill boxes for these type of puzzles, and sometimes even my collage puzzles like by Colin Thompson or Amy Stewart, so that I can turn all my pieces face up without having to have them layered. So I may have 6 boxes, 2, 4, 6, and like I said, they're nesting. I may have 6 boxes for like a gradient puzzle, or like I said, a collage puzzle, and that's just so that everything can be face up. Now, why do I sort like that? Well, the reason why is because if you watch a channel like Karen Puzzles, she has enough surface where she can either turn all her pieces face up right on the surface where she is doing her puzzle, or she will sort her pieces on poster board, and she has a space right next to her and she can lay that poster board right there. That's not going to work for me. And now we all know what poster board looks like, but can you imagine me trying to maneuver puzzle pieces on here with my cats? And Toby is innocent in this. It's Milo. Milo is attention, attention, attention. Now, my cats are different. Toby is a baby and he wants to be cuddled and snuggle with me. But if I am active, that means Milo has to be active. If I am busy, that means Milo has to be busy. So this layering pieces on this is ideal for some, but not with a cat like Milo. So that's why I work with so many different methods of separating my pieces. I like the nesting pieces better than pieces that don't nest, because I keep a couple of spaces empty on these lower rows where I can stack maybe 6 or 8 of these right on a shelf. So that way when I go to bed at night, or I say go to diamond paint or go in the kitchen to cook, I can take these nesting trays and stick them on a shelf where the cats won't knock them over. So that's why I like nesting trays. Now, trays are not new to experienced puzzlers, so I'm not, telling you anything that's rocket science. I'm just letting you know kind of my whys and hows that I do things. Now, I do have a couple of tools. Just apologize for that. Just clearing this off. I do have a couple of tools, and we'll talk about my tools next. I only have, it looks like I only have, well, I have 4 tools. Let's start with this one. These non-skid pads allow whatever surface I use on top of my card table to stay sturdy. So that's a simple one. This is a spatula, magnifier, and light. You see the light? Probably can't really see much of it. What I like about this is not only is it a light if I need extra light at a certain spot in my puzzle, especially like for a collage puzzle, but it's the magnifying will make that area bigger. But the thing that I use this most for every day, several times a day, is I use the scoop feature. This will pick up 25 to 50 pieces or a section that you have done that you want to move. And another thing that I do is, let's say, for example, I start a puzzle with this many trays. I like to do process of elimination as I put my puzzles together. What I like to do is, like I said, I may start with that many trays, and then as every tray gets lighter and lighter, I will scoop out the pieces and put them into a similar tray. So I may start with, say, 15 trays, but by the end of it, I'm down to 1 tray. And that's where this comes in handy. Now, I could simply say, empty this tray into another tray, but what happens? My pieces turn upside down. So then I've got to take the time to flip my pieces over. Whereas if I pick them up with my puzzle scoop, I can pick them up and set them somewhere else, even if it's on the puzzle board itself, and they stay right side up. Love that. Now, a lot of puzzles come with posters, puzzle posters. But for those that don't, and a lot of the Ravensburgers don't, you have this little puzzle stand. Now, White Mountain, I should have one, but I don't see one and I'm not going to look for it. White Mountain includes them in every single box. They're pieces of cardboard that you fold, and it should support an empty puzzle box. However, I usually have to staple 3 of them together to make them sturdy. Well, I don't use that method anymore because I found this on Amazon. Not sure what it's called, but if I find it, I will link it in my description below. And the last tool that I use is I work on this bits and pieces easel, which I'm going to show you in a few moments, and it gets furry. So this is my lint shaver. And that is a valuable tool. So I don't think I really have any other tools, just those, the trays, the scoop, the puzzle stand, or the box stand, I should say, for those puzzles that don't come with posters. And then I just want to briefly tell you about the surfaces that I work with. And I want to go back to, say, the beginning, okay? In the beginning, I don't want to move this because it's too heavy. And here's another piece of non-skid pad. In the beginning, started with a card table. But I didn't like working directly on the card table. So the first thing that I got, and this is years ago, the card table is at least 15 years old, is this puzzle store from Ravensburger, which is a good 10 years old. And hopefully you can see it. It's beat up, but there's nothing wrong with it other being, wear and tear. But this will hold, I'm just checking the iPad. This will hold up to 1,000 pieces in these trays here. And then with this piece of cardboard, you can turn your board whichever way you want to turn it. I have gone through puzzle droughts where I didn't work on a puzzle for years at a time. So what do? Card table folds up, this folds up, and I slid them under my bed until I needed them. And then every time I had an inkling to do a puzzle, I would just unfold my card table, grab this, and I was good to go. These are about $70, and that's still useful to me because there are times when I don't feel well and I might want to lay down and puzzle, and that way I can fold it up and still slide it under the bed if I'm not using it. Then I heard of these dog crate replacement trays. This will hold up to a 1,500 piece puzzle, and it was very handy. I used it for a good 2 years. But I want to move up to 2,000 piece puzzles, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'll talk about that in a minute. But this is a great little nifty thing. that has a lip, as you can see. Can you see the lip? Okay, it's very sturdy. I can work in bed with this. I can slide it under my bed when I'm not using it. And like I said, it will accommodate up to a 1,000 piece puzzle or a 1,000 piece white mountain puzzle. And then if I had a standard 1,500 piece puzzle, it would accommodate that as well. Nice little nifty thing that I used for a couple of years. Some lesser expensive ideas that people use are simply working on a jigsaw puzzle on a poster board. But we already talked about my cat Milo and why poster boards for assembly or for sorting puzzle pieces doesn't work for me. And then I found that, let me show you something. Okay. These round or circular puzzles, which I think I have 3 or 4 and I've done 2, are usually 27 inches in diameter. I haven't showed you the cream of the crop right here, but I'll show you that in a minute. So in order to accommodate a 27-inch puzzle, it doesn't work on either one of those. Doesn't work on the Ravensburger one. It doesn't work on the replacement dog tray. So for these babies, all I did, and I do have a puzzle in here that I'm saving because I'm not sure if I want to just take it down, is I have taken 2 pieces of cardboard, okay, sorry for hitting the camera, and taped it together so that when I open this up on my card table, it can accommodate my, I gotta think, it can accommodate my round puzzles. But I learned that should I stay with this cardboard that I'm currently using it to hold a white mountain puzzle called Boston, this would even accommodate a 2,000 piece puzzle. And right now I think I have 3 up there. I'm slowly gathering them into my stash. So cardboard, foam board, poster board, straight surface of a jigsaw puzzle. Or I heard that you can go to Home Depot and say, hey, I need that box that refrigerator was stored in, and they'll give it to you. So you can get your surfaces inexpensively or expensively. Expensively for me right now is, let's raise this, is this Bits and Pieces Deluxe, let me back up so you can see me. This Bits and Pieces Deluxe Puzzle Easel Swivel. It's got a long name. It swivels to 360 degrees. It raises 5 levels. And it has some type of felt so that even if I have it at the highest degree, my pieces are not going to slide. Ever. Ever. I love it. Now you see that it needs that nifty little lint shaver done to it, and I will whenever I feel like it. But this is where I graduated from. I went from my Ravensburger from trying the poster board, working directly on the table, working with the dog crate replacement tray, to this. I do want to say one other thing about this Bits and Pieces easel. It does have a cover. The cover's heavy. It's under my bed. I don't feel like getting it. But the cover is good if you're worrying about your cats getting on your puzzle table if you're away from it. Because I always leave this at an angle here, there's no way for my cats to get on it. So even if I spend 3 or 4 days away from my puzzle, which does happen when I'm sick, guess what? I don't need the cover. But I just wanted to mention that, and I'll try to edit this in there to let you know that this easel does have a cover. Here's the problem. There's 2 problems with this. Number 1 is, yes, it goes up to 1,500 pieces, but it does not accommodate 27-inch puzzles. Okay? And I am collecting these. I've got so many of them, okay? So for me to do these puzzles, I need another surface, which is why I showed you that cardboard. So there's something called jig things that has felt, accommodates up to 2,000 pieces, or a round puzzle. I believe it's $124, and it's in my wish list for future purchase. So I will be getting one more puzzle surface because like I said, want to do round puzzles, and I'm going to continue to do my circular puzzles. So I think that's about it. I just wanted to kind of show you my little puzzle area. It's in the corner of my bedroom. Over here is a closet. On the other side of this shelf is the bedroom door, which leads out to the living room. Over to my right is my bed and my dresser and my husband's chest of drawers. Like behind where this iPhone is my TV. And guess what? There's still plenty of room for the grandkids to play when they come over here. That's how big the bedroom is and how much floor space is still available to them, even if I want to work on a puzzle when I'm babysitting. So I like this area, and I think I will actually take my phone into my office so you can see my diamond painting area, because like I said, I could just have one craft area, but this works for me. So thank you for watching. Video's not over yet. Just going to change locations and I'll be back. Okay, I'm showing you my messy office. Yes, my cart has some things on it, but this could be a craft room, could be an office. I don't know what you want to call it. I call it my office because it started off with my desk. You see my laptop boom arm there, but I also have my coloring books because I used to color excessively. I've got all my coloring pencils and markers and things like that there, but that's not what I'm here to show you. I'm here to show you my area where I diamond paint, and which could accommodate any of those surfaces that I showed you, and I could simply put the drafting table on the lowest level and puzzle in here. But I like puzzling where I puzzle, but I'm not going to fully show you too much because really, in all honesty, this room is a little discombobulated. But that is the diamond painting I'm working on, Train of Dreams. I'm kind of really psyched because I used some AV drills and put 2023 right there, and I should finish this one maybe by the end of the week. And anyway, so this is my other area when I'm not working on my jigsaw puzzles. So I'll tack this on the end of my video and maybe I'll make a conclusion. But if I don't make a conclusion, I want to say thank you for watching.